Hey, souls and spirits out there, welcome back to this sacred space where we explore the mysteries of the universe together. Today, we will be starting off with what I plan to kind of talk about over the summer here, with a little other things sprinkled in as well, but the Hermetic principles and kind of trying to break them down just a bit. They are an ancient philosophical group of laws that are said to kind of originate in Alexandria, Egypt from the Hellenistic period. They are attributed to the teachings of the sage Hermes Trismegistus, who is kind of the merging of the Egyptian god Thoth and the Greek god Hermes. And their modern framework of the principles comes from the book The Kabbalion. And if you listen to last week's episode, I kind of deep dive into that just a bit. But the first one, what we're going to talk about today, is the foundation which all the others kind of rest. The principle of mentalism. The all is mind. The universe is mental. Boom. There it is. Because this idea, as simple as it sounds, has the power to completely reshape how we kind of look at reality. Mentalism teaches us that everything you experience, everything you see, everything you feel, everything you touch and perceive is ultimately the creation of mind. Not just your personal mind, but a greater universal consciousness. This all, capital A, as the Hermetic text calls it, is the infinite, the living intelligence behind existence, and the universe. It exists within that mind. So let's break it down into something tangible, or trying to. Think of like a dream. When you're dreaming, everything feels real. The people, the landscapes, the emotions you're having. But when you wake up, you realize it all happened in your mind or in this dreamscape. Hermetic philosophy suggests something profound. What if waking reality isn't really any different? What if we're living kind of within a vast divine consciousness, participating in kind of one big cosmic dream? It's a little bit of a mind warp, especially if you think about dreaming, and then it's almost like that dream within a dream within a dream type of thing. It gives me Horton Hears a Who vibes, just a little bit, where the whole world is kind of living in that little speck on the dandelion that the elephant carries around. If the universe is mental, however, then your thoughts aren't insignificant. They're actively creating. They are creative forces. And you're not just observing reality, you are actively participating in shaping it. And this is why Hermetic teachings emphasize the awareness of thought and mastery of attention and internal kind of creation, because your inner world influences your outer experiences. Not in just a basic think happy thoughts kind of way, which is, very important as well, but in this deep, energetic, structural way. Because if everything is mind, then thought is the raw material of reality. And this principle isn't solely isolated to Hermetics. It echoes across religions and philosophies and mystical traditions around the world. In some Hindu philosophy, we encounter that concept of Brahman, the ultimate reality or pure consciousness. The world around us that we perceive is often described as Maya, or cosmic illusion, not meaning that it's fake, but that it is a projection or appearance within our consciousness. It acts as this veil of ignorance, leading to the attachments we make upon the material world and the misconceptions that we have about our true self. The Upanishads teach all this is Brahman, and even more, I'm going to butcher this pronunciation, the tatum asi, the you are that. This mirrors mentalism, that the universe exists within consciousness and that you are not separate from it. In the Dhammapada, we find a powerful teaching. All that we are is the result of what we have thought. Some Buddhist philosophy emphasize that perception shapes our reality, that suffering can arise from mental constructs, and liberation from all comes through kind of mastering the mind. Reality is not a fixed thing. It is experienced through the lens of the mind. In the Gospel of John, we read, "In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God." The word in Scripture is translated from logos, which can also mean kind of divine reason or cosmic intelligence or an ordering principle. This could suggest that creation itself is rooted in divine thought or consciousness. We can also see mentalism reflected in teachings in Proverbs. As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he, where a person's inner thoughts and true character determine the world around them and their ultimate reality. In ancient Egyptian cosmology, particularly in teachings in Memphis, the creation stories began with the god Ptah. Ptah created the world through his heart, through his thought, and then brought it into being by speaking it into existence. Creation started in the mind, and then action happened and created it. Many indigenous traditions speak of reality kind of like a dream. In Australian Aboriginal spirituality, there's this concept called dream time or dreaming, and it's a sacred dimension almost where creation is ongoing. Reality is not static, it is continuously being dreamed into being. Similarly, in various shamanic traditions, the world is understood as almost this kind of web of perception, this living, conscious field of being. It's something that responds to intention and awareness. This concept of dream time reminds me so much of this Netflix show that I watched called The Sandman. And if you haven't watched it, I would encourage you to check it out if you like watching shows. In the show, the main character's name is Morpheus, but he's called Lord Dream or Dream of the Endless, and his realm, which he's trying to restore, is called the Dreaming. After he was kind of summoned and imprisoned for many years, it was kind of left to its own devices. But the dreaming in the show is very vast and an ever-shifting plane of existence that serves as a place for all human imagination, and it's Morpheus's kind of personal kingdom. It's the place that all living beings visit when they are asleep. Anyway, it's an excellent show, but it really reminded me of this Aboriginal version of Dreamtime with the ever-shifting kind of pieces of that realm. But what does this kind of mean for you as a human being? To me, it shows that we are not powerless. We are not separate from the universe, but we are active participants in creating it. And think about it, if our thoughts have this real creative power, then we need to choose them with the utmost care. We need to align them with what we want. So this idea, I'm going to give you a little homework if you so choose. I want you to begin by observing your thoughts without judgment, your day-to-day thoughts, becoming aware of them. Try to kind of tap into that inner monologue we all kind of have. At least I know it's always kind of going on there in the back of my mind 24/7. And ask yourself, what patterns have you been repeating over and over in your life? What beliefs are you reinforcing about yourself or your outside world that might be holding you back? Is there perhaps a story that you are living inside that you have just told yourself for so long that that is who you are, so you don't see how you could possibly write a new one? I just want you to think about these. And a lot of times we don't even realize that we're saying these things to ourselves, that we are holding ourselves back. And after you kind of do that, after you start to kind of become aware of them, I would like you to visualize the life you desire, everything that you want. An example, I want you to see yourself driving that new car. Maybe you're going to get ice cream in it or something, but actually see yourself driving it. Picture the actual make and the model and the color if you have one in mind. Picture, if you're like me, I have seat covers. I have things dangling from my mirror. I have stuff in the vents. Like there's things going on everywhere. Picture all of those things. Or maybe it's a new job. See yourself in that position. See the clothes you would wear, maybe your office, maybe the work that you would do. Really visualize it and see it weaving into your daily life. Feel as if it's already there. Like how would you get up in the morning? How would you get there? When you get home, what would you do with that job kind of in mind? Picture your day-to-day life. Whatever it is, whatever that you're wanting to bring in, picture it. And speak it internally with clarity. I have blank job. I am happy. I have better hours. I have more free time. I have more creative freedom. Whatever it is, speak it as if it's already part of your life. This is planting the seeds within the field of your mind that is so rich with fertile soil ready to make it happen. And this principle can raise some big questions for people. If everything is mind, whose mind is it? Are we individuals within a greater consciousness? Are we expressions of a single awareness? Are we co-creators in existence? The Hermetic teachings don't give us rigid answers that are, this is exactly the way it is. They invite us to explore those questions for ourselves. And I think that is the point. Because this isn't just something to understand intellectually, it's something that we need to try to experience. So today, I invite you to sit with this idea moving forward. If reality is not just happening to us, but kind of moving through us, or maybe because of us, what if our thoughts are creative forces shaping our world? And what if by trying to master our minds a little bit, we begin to remember our roles as creators within the universe, within the all that is? So thank you so much for joining me today on Soul and Spirit. If this episode resonates with you, I hope you can take a moment to reflect or journal or simply just sit with the things we talked about today. And remember, the universe is not separate from you. You are thinking within it, and it is thinking through you. So until next time, stay curious and stay connected. I'll see you soon.